Hello everyone, this is Ketisha. In this video, I'm going to go through the AQA Biology Paper 2 Higher Tier from 2025. Question number 2 is on the topic of ecology. Students investigated how many daisy plants were growing in a field at different distances from a tree. So this is actually a required practical question. This is the method used. Place a 20-meter tape measure on the ground with the tree at 0 meters. Place a 1 meter squared quadrat on the ground every 4 meters along the tape measure. Count the number of daisies in each quadrat. Take a soil sample from each quadrat to find the percentage of water in the soil. Figure 2 shows the tree and the tape measure. So as you can see from the tree, this is what you call a line transect. SECT, transect. This is the method used to finding the percentage of water in each soil sample. Step 4. Weigh an empty container. Place the soil sample in the container and weigh again. Heat the container of soil in an oven at 100 degrees for several hours. Measure the container of soil to cool and weigh again. Allow the container of soil to cool and weigh again. Repeat steps 7 and 8 until there are no further change in the mass. Suggest why the student repeated steps 7 and 8 until there was no further change in mass. Now, 7 and 8 is heating the soil container in the oven for 100 degrees for several hours and allowing it to cool and weigh again. What are we trying to do? We are trying to get rid of the water. So by weighing the soil sample at the start, you will get the total mass, and then once you dry it and then weigh it again, you will have a reduced mass, which should allow you to find the percentage of water in the soil. So the reason they're repeating is to ensure all the water has been removed from the soil sample. Table 2 shows the results. Mass of fresh soil in grams. So you've got at 4 meters, 8, 12, 16 and 20 meters. Mass of dried soil and the mass of water loss. So you can see there the starting mass is 250. After drying the soil is 225. So the change in mass is 25. That's the mass of the water. Percentage of water in the soil. So to get this, they're dividing 25 by 250. So this value divided by that value. And number of daisies, that's a separate count. So they have a missing value x here, which is what we are going to find next, I presume. Yes. Calculate percentage x in table 2. Give your answer to the nearest whole number. So we have 71 grams of water and 252 grams in total. So 71 divided by 252, multiply that by 100 to give you a percentage, which is going to be 28.1746. Now to give the answer to the nearest whole number would be 28%. 28%. Now that's the second calculation, which was another 3-mark calculation, which was straightforward. Describe the effect of distance from the tree on the percentage of water in the soil between 4 meters and 16 meters. Now between 4 and 16 meters, the percentage of soil has actually increased. So we've just calculated this to be 28%, remember? So 10, 12, 20, 26. So as the distance from the tree increases, the percentage of water in the soil also increases. So the answer is, as distance increases, the percentage of water increases. A student concluded, as the water content in the soil increases, so does the number of daisy plants. Describe 2 changes to the investigation. What can you do differently that would increase the validity of the student's conclusion? Now, to increase the validity, you need to be able to repeat and get similar results or the same answer. So repeat at each distance and calculate a mean. Now these 2 points need to go together. You can't simply say repeat as one point and the second part to calculate the mean. So they are asking you to describe 2 changes. So that's your change, why, and you're basically saying why you're doing that change here. You could also test at different angles around the same tree. What I mean by is, that is, let's say that's where our tree is. So they measured it in that distance. You could measure it in this distance and in this distance. So you could call that 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So you'll be able to confirm that as the distance from the tree increases, the number of days is increasing similarly all around the tree. Now there are a couple of other things that you could do as well. Instead of testing at every 4 meters, you can test at every 2 meters as well, or you can test it for other trees as well to see if it's the same conclusion can be drawn for other trees as well. The percentage of water in the soil is an abiotic factor. Now remember, you need to know what abiotic and biotic factors are. Biotic factors are living factors like pathogens, predators, mates, and so on. Here we are talking about abiotic, non-living things. Suggest 3 other abiotic factors that may have caused more daisy plants to grow further away from the tree. That have caused more daisy plants. So, well, under the tree there's going to be less light because of the shade. So as you move away from the tree, there's going to be more light. So light intensity, do not refer to water, so we can't use water. Light intensity, temperature, usually it's cooler in the shade. Minerals or ions in the soil. So under the tree is going to absorb a lot of the minerals. So as you go further away from the tree, there might be more minerals or ions for the plants. And you could also list a couple of other things as well, such as type of soil could change, right? You could also say the pH of the soil. You don't really need to explain it here. They're asking you to just simply suggest 3 different things. And a couple of other things: wind, intensity or direction, or you could say the oxygen level in the soil as well. All of these are acceptable answers. That brings us to the end of question number 2, and I will see you in question number 3.